all the wool is hitting the water elevators and going into our system here. So everything is now up and working, and we have a good storage area for our wool. Hey, what's going on, guys? So we are back, and today we are going to work on some storage silos here for our wool farm that we did last episode. So we're going to build these over here, just two little towers to store all our wool, make it look pretty cool, like a little farm area. But the first thing we're going to tackle today actually is this mess right here. So we have to get 3 new villagers in here, unfortunately, and replace the mine carts. So hopefully it won't be too much of a pain. I think this guy might make this whole thing a little more difficult, but it's about to be nighttime, so we should be able to do this a little bit easier with these villagers in bed. And then we also are going to have to patch up this hole here, which shouldn't be too bad also. But yeah, so that's the first thing that we're going to do today. So let's take out these witches and try to get our mine carts back in place. All right, so we have our farm rebuilt. Now what we're gonna have to do is take out these witches. So these guys are of no use to us, so I'm just gonna end up shooting them, and hopefully I can take them out fast enough before they heal. Okay, perfect. Did they drop a potion? No, just bottles. Okay, so we have ridded ourselves of all the witches. Now I have to work on putting the minecarts back up, which is going to be kind of tedious, honestly. So let me go get some rails and make this... Yeah, we'll just leave that. So let me go get some rails, and then we'll try to attempt to put the minecarts back in here. Hopefully successfully. Hopefully it's not too difficult. So because the minecarts have to be stacked on top of each other, this guy right here poses a big issue for us, because if we mine this trapdoor, for instance, he can walk right out, and then also any of these other villagers can walk in here in this spot. We don't want them in here. I guess I could always block them off like I did with this guy. But what we're gonna have to do is mine this hopper here to get rid of this block. So now, of course, all of our mine carts are gonna fall, which that's no big deal. But now what we need to do is take a block and put it like this, and then 2 rails just like this. Then we're gonna have to power not like that. We're gonna have to power this just like that. Actually, I think I need to start this from the bottom, because if we start on this one, it's just gonna mess up this bottom one here. Okay, back to square one. We're down here at the bottom level now. So all we have to do is just put 1 and 2 minecarts on here. So now that is back and set up properly. Now, of course, the only thing left is the villager, but we'll get all those here in a second. So then we just put the hopper back, break all this stuff, put our glass back, put our wood back, break the rest of this, and then we go up and do it on the next level, and the next one, and the next. Okay, so we got all our minecarts back in, and it was actually a lot less painless than I expected it to be. I feel like the next part is going to be the actual annoying part, trying to get these 3 villagers in here. So yeah, so we'll see how this goes, I guess. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to try to get them in there, but hopefully the job block, they just kind of like walk in there. But I guess we're going to find out. Okay, I don't know why that guy walked right into this pen, but you know what? I will take it. I'm definitely not going to complain about that. Alright, time to get 2 more of these guys. Uh-oh, that's not good. Of course, just my luck, there is this zombie horde that spawns. This is literally the worst luck ever. Nothing can ever go smoothly around here, I swear. Okay, now that that's taken care of, I don't know where our other villager went, unfortunately. Oh wait, they're both right here. Okay, we're gonna push this guy in here. Go in, go in, go in. You've got to be kidding me. Why are they both fighting over one bed? This is ridiculous. It's like they know. It's like they know what's gonna happen. I have a different idea. I need to get my blocks back. Perfect. One of them went in where we want him to. Now we just need this other guy to walk down here to this bed, and hopefully we can get this last villager to kind of go into this last spot here. Bruh. You're kidding me. I swear you can't make this game up. This game is not real. There we go. Last guy. Finally, we got him. Okay, so that was actually less painful than I expected it to be. getting these guys in here actually almost seemed easier than the first time with the whole minecart setup that I had. But yeah, so our farm is all fixed now. There is still this issue over here with the ground. But now to the task at hand, what this episode is actually about, because that was a very scuffed intro. I'm sorry for that, guys. But yes, okay, back to this. So we're gonna build up a little bit more around this area. I'm thinking about adding like maybe a little pond over here, kind of like a little water stream, kind of maybe funnel into this water here, maybe expand this or something. I don't know. But the one thing we do want to do is build up the silos over here that I mentioned earlier. So we do have a lot of materials to collect again today, but I think they look pretty cool. I made them kind of like industrial and also kind of like fit the theme of our little barn here. So I think they look pretty cool, but I'm gonna go ahead and start gathering materials up for that, because it is a lot of like random things here and there. We also are gonna have to clear out these trees and this kind of like flat area back here, and then we'll probably end up having to do some more terraforming, building out this little hill. I need to figure out something about this bottom here because it just kind of stops. I don't like how this looks, to be honest, and I don't feel like building out this whole hill all the way down here to make it look better, so we need to figure out something for this. But we'll get to that. For now, I'm just gonna go ahead and start like prepping the area and getting some resources so we can actually start on our storage system and then actually start building up our storage silos. Okay, and there we go. That was actually all the terraforming I needed to do. It wasn't very much, unlike when we first built this barn, so we didn't have to move too much land. One other thing I want to do real quick is actually put up some lightning rods. So let's go get some copper and take care of that, so that way our farm over here doesn't get messed up again, and other things like starting a fire doesn't happen to our house, or these guys over here, or our barn doesn't burn down. Alright, so we have all our lightning rods now above all of our buildings, even our iron farm over here. So we put them a couple blocks up in the air, obviously, because they create fire when they're struck. So we don't want any fire hitting our wooden buildings here. But yes, so everything is now protected. I probably also went a little overboard. I think they do have a pretty big radius, so we might not have even needed 5 of them, but I made 5 anyway, so now all our buildings and everything should be protected, which is good for us. Now, time to collect some resources. Alright guys, so after that short little montage, we now have everything we need here in this chest. So it's a lot of blocks, a lot of slabs actually. But now let's go ahead and build our 2 towers, and then we'll work on the item transportation and all that. But yeah, so I'll see you guys after I'm finished building. Alright, so here are our 2 towers, all constructed. These are just the bases of them. We are about to add details to these, but this is just the start of them. So this is about how tall they're going to be and how they look next to our little barn here. So you can see they kind of have the same theme. But now let's add all the decorations. That's what I have all these random blocks in here for. And then you guys will be able to see the final product. Okay, and there we go. Our towers are all finished. We added a couple like chains and extra blocks here on the outside, gave it a little bit of texture just to make it look a little more industrial, a little kind of wore out and everything. So yeah, so I'm happy with them. Their little antennas up top, I like how they look. I feel like they fit in. They have the same style, but they also kind of stand out a little bit. Maybe I'll add some leaves around and some hay also around here at the bottom. And we'll do the floor as well. But now the next thing that we're gonna have to do is actually build the chests in here, like the chest system. So if you guys don't know what a storage silo is, it's pretty much a chest here in this spot, and then a redstone lamp here all the way up. And then there's a bunch of redstone components back here that once the chest fills up, the redstone lamp turns on, and then as it gets higher and more chests fill up, more redstone lamps turn on. So we're actually gonna need a lot of redstone for this. We need a lot of comparators and repeaters and redstone lamps. So I think I'm gonna go on a little mining expedition first, get tons of redstone. Actually, I forgot I can use my villagers to also buy redstone from them, but we probably are gonna need more than that. So we're just gonna go get a bunch of redstones, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we have all our redstone that we collected from our mining expedition placed down, and now we're gonna mine it with our Fortune 3 pickaxe, and let's see how much of this we actually get. Right, and after all that, we got 10.5 stacks, so that should be more than plenty. I also have some sitting in a chest from some villagers. I have a little bit more in here, so I'm hoping now that we have enough redstone for all these repeaters and comparators and redstone lamps that I want to make. We'll just put these redstone blocks in here, and then let's just go grab a little bit more redstone from our villagers. All right, so we did manage to get 42 more redstone blocks, and now we're just gonna need a lot of wood and a lot of iron for our chests and for our hoppers, which both of those should not be an issue. I have some large spruce trees growing over here, so we're gonna have to collect all that wood. But let's make a couple components here so I can show you guys how this thing kind of works. So now the way that this is set up is you put your 2 chests here and then redstone lamp here on this end. You want your hopper to come out of this chest, and then you place a comparator coming out here, and then you'll place a solid block here. We're going to use some of our wool in this case. So then you place a block of wool in each of these and one here, and then you place your repeaters on this block and this block, and then from here you just put blocks on top of each of these. You'll place another hopper here, and then there will actually be another comparator here, another block here, and you just continue this stack all the way up as high as you want it to go. So in this case, we'll make it go all the way to the roof, and then this will be our input, and then we'll have a ladder or something climbing up on this side so we can access all the chests. So this is our stack of chests. This is how high it's going to be. It's 18 chests high, and then we're going to need to do the same with our redstone lamps here, and then I'll figure out all this nonsense back here. But that means we're going to need 36 chests per silo, plus an extra 18 and 18 for all of the hoppers, and then we're also going to need 36 redstone lamps. But yeah, so I'm going to get working on all that. It shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. We are just going to need a lot of wood, and then I think we have the resources for everything else. So let's go ahead and collect all that stuff, and then we'll start building up these silos. All right, so we're back and we have our redstone components here. I just kind of made a random amount of repeaters and comparators because I don't know how many I'm going to need. And then I also decided to go with spruce planks rather than brown wool just because it's easier to get. So yeah, let's go ahead and build this up, and then I will see you guys afterwards. Alright, and there we go. Our little silo here is now all built and constructed, so it should be working. I'm pretty sure. I hope I built it right. That's definitely correct, as there's something goes into the hopper. It powers this and it goes down. Nothing should be in any of these as we go down to the bottom here. And then our blocks are in here, and then if we put something in this hopper, that turns on, so that works. Our last hopper here, and yes, that one works as well. So once these chests fill up and the hoppers are full and everything, these lights will turn on, and eventually all of them, well, maybe not all of them because that is a lot of wool, but they'll start turning on as items get higher, and it kind of gives us like a visual indication of how many items we have in here. So now we got to do this exact same thing on this side. right, perfect. And now we have the second one here all finished. Looks exactly the same. You can't even tell we're in the other tower. So now we just need our water streams in here. So I'm gonna have a little glass elevator going up and then right into the hopper up there. So we're gonna need some kelp and some glass and some water buckets. And then we just have to dig out our trenches underneath the barn here and underneath these silos. Probably I'm gonna have to get some more packed ice to make sure all the items can reach each one, but that shouldn't be an issue. And then we should be able to have wool start flowing here into our chests. So I've gone ahead and bought a bunch of glass. Now what we're gonna do with this is just stack this all the way up just like this. We could use wooden planks here again to kind of blend in, but something about just using glass and like making kind of tunnels like this, I prefer this over using like wooden planks and everything. So here's how our wool is going to get up. We are going to have to place a glass block here, and then we'll leave this open just so we can hop out once we fill it up. Now let me go ahead and get some kelp and some water buckets and some more packed ice so we can continue with this. Okay, so now what we're gonna have to do is first we need to see what level these water streams are on. If we stand here, turn on F3, you can see that our Y level is 67. We need to remember that, so we'll put that in the chat. So we're actually gonna start with building the tunnel over on this one because it is closer to the one that we want to connect it to. So we're gonna start from here, and then if we turn on our little mini HUD screen here, so this is as low as it needs to be. And then from here, we just need to mine this direction until we line up with our other water stream. And we're gonna cheat a little bit and see where our water stream is. So it's right here. So we need to mine until we're at negative 216. So this is where we should need to be. And then right across, we should be in the right spot. Actually, we need to go one more further forward. So then if we go like this, we should line up with our water stream any second now. There we go. And then we'll just need to do the same for our other tower 2 blocks over, and this one will go around and it'll connect on this side. So now the way that we're going to make the wool actually go all the way up to the top is we're just going to use a basic water column. So we're going to need a block of soul sand down here. This block is going to have to be a block of ice so we can have solid water sources, and then the blocks can still get in there. And then we just need to count 8 blocks from each one and figure out where our ice blocks are going to be. Okay, so I have all our holes dug. So what this means is we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ice blocks per channel. Well, actually, we're probably going to need more for the other one, but that means I'm going to have to go back up to our little ice farm and get more packed ice because this is actually not enough, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and dig out our second tunnel now to kind of figure out where things are going to go and how many of something we're going to need. All right, so we have our second tunnel dug out here now from our second tower, and we're going to need 5 ice blocks for this one. Yeah, so that means I need 4 more packed ice, so I'm going to go back up to our ice pond and grab some more of that. Before I go up there though, let's actually place our glass for this other silo over here to get this just in place, ready to go. That way it's one less thing we got to worry about later. Okay, so we got our 10 packed ice now, and then what we're gonna do before we start breaking everything is I'm just gonna manually move all this wool just because it's gonna make it easier. Colorful ones are gonna go in this chest right here, and then the darker ones are gonna go over in this chest in this area. So now what we gotta do is let's get rid of these chests so there'll be an ice block there, and then this one we're gonna have to change a little bit. So I guess the ice block here, and we'll throw a slab on top like that. So now we can start laying all the ice down, and the way I'm going to do this is we're just going to start. Okay, I had to grab water buckets, but we should be good now. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to put the ice down here, then we're going to put our slabs, and then we're going to fill. We don't really have to fill them up, I just kind of want to fill them up. Then we'll put another ice and a slab, and then this is when we'll put our water bucket down. So this should go all the way to our slab here. Okay, perfect. And then this will go like this. There'll be another water bucket here for our ice, and then our slab covering that. Dirt on top, and then we'll do the same here. Slab, and then bucket of water, more dirt until our last spot right here. So then we'll place another slab there with a dirt on top, and then water here with the dirt there, and close this in. So it comes out of our farm here, flows over the ice on each of these spots, and then eventually it should end up right here on this soul sand, and then we'll have a water elevator. So let's go ahead and set up the second one. Okay, so I already covered up the hole because the water was starting to flow out, but if we go down here and take a look, you can see the water streams are all connected now. This is the one for the closer, and you can see that it is pushing the wool all the way to the corner here, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now the last thing is just to make sure it goes all the way up. So what we need to do is place our water source here on this back spot right here, so it flows down and over onto this hopper here. Let's swim down. Now we can put that back because now we can actually swim out, and then we'll take our kelp and place our kelp all the way up just like this, and if we swim back down quick enough, hopefully break this, we start getting air bubbles and we go all the way to the top. So now anything that falls in here should come all the way to the top, and we should be collecting our wool now here in our silo. And now let's do the same with this second one here. And with that, I think both of our silos should all be finished now. Let's go ahead and just fly underneath here, just have a little peek, wait till we get some wool coming through here. So just like that, you can see the wool flowing in. It's already gone past, but you saw it fly up, and then here's some more here. So all the wool is hitting the water elevators and going into our system here. So everything is now up and working, and we have a good storage area for our wool. The only issue I see happening is they won't be full stacks towards the bottom here. The colors won't be sorted, but that's fine. We just come in here and grab whatever wool we need now, whatever colors, and it's a lot more convenient than going down this little hole that was here. So guys, that is this project all wrapped up now. We have our wool farm and we have the storage for all of our wool as well, all in a nice little area. Looks nice here as well. Probably will do some terraforming for this land off camera, as well as some more like decoration with these blocks and like the hay and maybe some leaves here. But yeah, so that is this all wrapped up. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, drop a like and leave a comment. Tell me what you think of our little wool farming area here. I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. And consider subscribing if you're not already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone.